hit some anytime goal scorers as well as safe shots on goal for some of these goalies. Give me both teams to score in the first period. That's coming in at plus 185 compared to the over 1.5 that is at minus 120. Okay, you guys ready? Let's make some frickin' money. It's time for Pocket with Joe. Hey, what's up, guys? Jo Madden here. It's time for Pocket with Joe on YouTube. I'm Jo Madden. You can find me at jomaddensports on all social media. Excited to be here today. We got 5 games to break down. Now, man, I tell you, those unders on those team totals yesterday absolutely killed me. Let me know if you tailed them and they killed you too. Was brutal, but we did get some plus money in some other games out there. So hopefully had a positive day. Let me know how your day went. It is Wednesday, December 3rd. We got 5 games, like I said, on deck, and we're kicking it off. There's a couple of teams with back-to-back games here. Got to be careful with some of these teams, but the first one is the Dallas Stars we've got on deck taking on the New Jersey Devils. So this is a game, second night of a back-to-back for the Dallas Stars. They're coming off a really disappointing loss last night, you guys. If you're watching that game, with the Rangers there, they were holding on to that lead. The Rangers tied it up, forced OT. They lost it 3-2. That line looked fishy, remember, going into it, but it was it should have been the Dallas Stars. I don't get it. You got Caulfield for the assist. Nicely done, Vegas fixing in yesterday. Major eye roll on yesterday's slate. It looked easy yesterday. Maybe that's the case. When they look too good to be true, probably too good to be true. So we do have a home dog that I'm looking at today that's kind of like in that situation. The Ducks, why aren't the Ducks bigger favorites today? But sitting first in the Pacific and everything. We'll get into that game. We're going to talk, like I said, let's talk the Dallas Stars. They're sitting here on their second night of a back-to-back. They're taking on the New Jersey Devils. So with the Dallas Stars coming in, they're minus 105 on the money line. The New Jersey Devils are minus 114. Total sitting at 5.5 to the over is minus 128 to the unders coming in at plus 104. I'd be nervous to take this one to the under just because I don't know. Jacob Markstrom's had solid days and then he's had weaker days. Dallas is so strong on that power play, converting at 32.6%, that I do have a little bit of angst in that total, because if the New Jersey Devils take a ton of penalty minutes, while they have a strong kill at 82.7%, 8th best in the league, I just don't know if we can trust Jacob Markstrom between the pipes. So looking at this one, I'm wanting to get in and get out. Now, these are the top 2. They're second best in their division. So second best here in the Central with the Dallas Stars, second best in the Metro with the New Jersey Devils. You're looking here at Jack Hughes still out of the lineup for the Devils. He is having surgery after cutting his hand at that team event. So you guys are looking at Jack Hughes out. He had 10 goals and 10 assists going in to that injury, 20 points on the season. I had him for 100 plus points this season, expecting him to play every single game. We know a couple years back he hit 99. Last season hit 70 points in 62 games. He was on pace to get there, but we're going to see him out probably till January. With this being a second night of a back-to-back, you guys, I do think the best way to approach it is to look at Dallas first period money line. I'm going to take that. It's coming in at minus 102. Look for them to get off to that hot start. Jason Robinson, Wyatt Johnson for their points tonight. Now on the other side for Nico Hischier, he scored the first goal in the Devils, 2 of their last 3. So we haven't seen him be able to do that. They've also won their last 7 versus the Central, but they failed to cover the puck line in their last 12 as a favorite. So if we do see the New Jersey Devils go up first, I'd be looking at coming back in on the Dallas Stars. I like the Dallas Stars going into this one, though. At minus 105, I think it is a great price. At minus 102 on the money line for the first period, even better bet. I think they get up fast, and then we can get out of this game. Next, we have the Winnipeg Jets on deck. Now, the Winnipeg Jets are taking on the Montreal Canadiens, and I think this is going to be an exciting one. Now, if you guys are watching over on X, make sure you do come on over here to YouTube so we can interact live over here. It's always a fun time on YouTube with you guys in the comments. So head on over to YouTube, watch it there. I'm seeing a whole bunch of you, as well as on Instagram. Seeing a ton of you guys watching on IG. So come on over to YouTube now. Okay. So getting into this one, the Winnipeg Jets versus the Montreal Canadiens. Eric Crombry between the pipes for Winnipeg. You guys know Connor Hellebuck is out of the lineup with that surgery. We've got Dobbs in between the pipes here for Montreal, and that has to give you some worry. He allowed 7 goals on 36 shots his last time between the pipes, and you're looking at a Winnipeg team that is averaging 3.04 goals per game. But this team defensively has been giving up those goals as of late as well. In their last 10 games, 8 of those they've given up 3 or more goals. And we know the Montreal Canadiens, 4th best overall in the league at getting those goals at 3.42 goals per game. They're also getting a ton of shots on goal at 24.8. Their power play is converting at 23.5%. We do have a strong power play here for the Jets as well, 22.1%. Their kill is solid, but my problem with both of these teams, even though they've both got a pretty solid kill, not as great here for Montreal at 73.6 or 76.5%, excuse me, 83.9 for the Jets. It's the amount of minutes they spend, both spending double digits in the box. I do expect this game to get scrappy. Winnipeg's fallen to 6th in the Central, 3rd in the Atlantic here for the Montreal Canadiens. Now, I do have a lot of faith in both of these teams. Montreal's on their second night of a back-to-back too, which doesn't sit well with this team. I do expect a lack of defense on both sides. Montreal allowing 3.54 goals per game. So look for the goals to come in. Those trends to the over. The Jets are 7-3 in their last 10 to the over. 13 of Montreal's last 14 games have gone over the total as well. The Winnipeg Jets are minus 118. The Montreal Canadiens minus 102. Total 6.5. I'll gladly take this one over the 6.5 at minus 102, but I think there's an opportunity to make some plus money. The first period over 1.5 goals is minus 146. You guys know that's out of the range where I want to bet it. First period, both teams to score though at plus 146 is my favorite bet of this game. I do think here tired legs have to come into play. Montreal on the second night back-to-back, like I said, but this is also the last game of 5 out there on the road for the Winnipeg Jets. They're at the Oilers on Saturday. So they go home for one game on Friday versus the Sabres, and then they have to travel from Buffalo to Edmonton for Saturday. That's a look ahead, you guys. Look to hammer Edmonton in that matchup. I don't want to see it, but I look at that travel. And so we're going to have to look at who Edmonton will have in goal. But I look at that travel back and forth. I also look at the travel and the back and forth with them taking on the Buffalo Sabres. Could that be a letdown spot as well? Winnipeg to Edmonton isn't a quick trip, you guys. It's not like it's a quick one for this team. It's quick through the air, but it's still travel after being out there on the road. I just expect the lack of defense tonight. Winnipeg's also lost their last 9 as an underdog, but we have seen the Montreal Canadiens fail to cover that puck line on the second night of a back-to-back in their last 11. So you could play around with that puck line live betting it if Montreal goes up first. We know how strong this team is at going up first in these games. Now, because I think both teams to score in the first period plus 146, the over 6.5, you got to look at player props. This is a game I love for player props. Mark Scheifele for a point here, I think makes sense. I'd look at the power play point, though. You're going to get better plus money on the power play. Ladardi to come out and get an assist, I like for the Winnipeg Jets as well. Kyle Connor, we know he comes out strong. And then on the other side for Montreal, Nick Suzuki riding a 6-game point streak. I think Nick Suzuki gets us a point. Josh Anderson has scored a goal in the Montreal Canadiens in 2 of their last 3 versus the Jets. So Josh Anderson really steps up. Those would be your playmakers. I also think for Montreal, Demidov to score a goal tonight is a great way to go. Bama boy, good to see you here as well. You got Mark Scheifele for the goal. Yeah, I think Mark Scheifele is a great call for a goal today. Okay, we're going to talk the next game here. We have the Buffalo Sabres taking on the Philadelphia Flyers. Now, while the last game I thought was a high-scoring back-and-forth battle, I could see this one staying under the total. So my problem is with Buffalo's goaltender Ellis, he's been inconsistent on the season. He's either hot or he's not. Dan Vladar on the other side for the Philadelphia Flyers has been really solid between the pipes. So looking at this one, you're looking at a total of 6.5. The under 6.5 at minus 134. You will also see the Buffalo Sabres as a favorite at minus 132. The home dog and the Flyers plus 110. Definitely worth a shot here. I'm not sure what the books are seeing that I'm missing in this This is a weak road team out here for the Buffalo Sabres, going 2-6-2 on the season. We got a solid home team with the Flyers. They're 8-4-2. I like Dan Vladar's ability between the pipes. Neither of these teams generate those second chance, high danger shots. So another reason to like the under. The kill is strong here for the Flyers at 82.1%. It is the best kill out there in the league for the Sabres, though, at 88.9%, which is kind of crazy. I never thought this team would have the best kill in the whole league. Power play, it's not converting on either side, right around that 17%. So I don't have the fear that this one's going to go over because they spend too much time in the box. I think both of these teams kill off each other's penalties. We stay under the 6.5. If you want to look at a first period under 1.5, it takes away that empty netter at the end of the game. This is, though, the spot where it's deadly for the Flyers. This is our first game home off a long road trip, and it's their third game in 4 nights. So that is major for this team. This is normally an avoid spot. This is one of those games where I look for the under 6.5 because of Dan Vladar. Ellis, we need him to stay solid between the pipes, and then the defense is to step up. I like the under 6.5 better than the Flyers, but I think the Flyers probably get the win. If you're brave enough to take the Flyers at +110, you'll definitely have bragging rights tomorrow. If it cashes, let me know if you're hitting on it. Trevor Zegras has been so strong. For the Flyers, he has 9 goals, 16 assists for 25 points. Jack Quinn has been solid for the Sabres versus the Flyers. He scored at least 1 goal in 3 of the Sabres' last 4 versus the Flyers. So if you want to look at Jack Quinn tonight, you're going to get great plus money. But again, I'm looking at a lower scoring game, so I would look at them for their points and then stay off everything else. The next game on deck, we have at 10:10 Eastern, the Washington Capitals taking on the San Jose Sharks. This one, I expect some fireworks. You have Alex Ovechkin versus Macklin Celebrini. Which one of them? The veteran, Alex Ovechkin, who's chasing goal records, or Macklin Celebrini, this young rookie coming out just completely on fire? Who can have a better night here, you guys? Well, I'm expecting both of them to come out and make a huge impact. You know, Alex Ovechkin is excited to take on Celebrini, and Celebrini's probably beside himself to take on Alex Ovechkin. I'm going to look at this one for both teams to score in the first period at +162. The over 1.5 at -132. Washington has been just elite on the offensive side of things. 3.38 goals on average per game. 4th best in the league. You're looking at the San Jose Sharks, who have been better at home than they are out there on the road. They're 9-4-3. They've taken on some big opponents like the Washington Capitals and been able to walk away with the win. Looking at the lines on this one, +132 for the Sharks. Sign me up. I'm willing to take another shot on this team. The over 5.5 is -140. You could flex that and play over 6.5 with those adjusted lines. And I do think they're able to go over the 6.5. This is the second night of a back-to-back for the Washington Capitals. They had the game versus the Kings last night, which was an intense battle out there on the ice versus the Kings. So I'm looking for those tired legs. So that final score last night versus the LA Kings was a 3-1 win for the Washington Capitals. So they were able to win it as a dog on the road in that game. They scored 2 goals in that third period. Otherwise, going into the third, it was 1-1 apiece. So I'm looking for the Capitals to start off hot, them to get the goals. But at the end of the day, I think Celebrini gets it done. So you've got Ovechkin, you got Dylan Strome, you got Ovi. Sorry, I already said it. And Tom Wilson out there for the Capitals. Pick your poison, but for me, it's Ovi. 2+ points for Ovi tonight. 2+ points for Celebrini, who is second in the league with 40 points thus far on the season. Will Smith has been phenomenal too, as well as Eklund. So definitely playmakers to look at for both of those teams. I like that one to be high scoring. Sprinkle on the Sharks as a home dog. And then I guess I'm rolling with another home dog here. Well, slight favorite of the Anaheim Ducks. It's still confusing. It's actually moved to a pick'em. They were a slight favorite, now moved to that -110 on either side of things. Josh Norris has looked good. Josh Norris has looked really good. I like where you're going with him, and Will Smith. Shots on goal still in the plus money. If you can get him still plus money, that's definitely what you want to do. Yeah, I definitely, Blake, let us know. Let us know what you got. I want to hear it for sure. I always want to hear where you guys are going with these bets. The Utah Mammoth versus the Anaheim Ducks. Straight pick 'em right now. This total sitting at 6.5. So looking at this one, I'm going to take a chance on the Ducks. The Ducks are so much better at home than we have seen the Utah Mammoth on the road. Now, the Mammoths have lost their last four. Their last loss was on Monday to the Sharks. We capitalized. We got the Sharks. We got the reverse puck line. I still don't understand how the Utah Mammoth on the road were rolling into San Jose as a favorite. And it kind of like stinks a little bit here that the Ducks are not a minus 130 favorite in this one. Billy Huso between the pipes for Malka here for the Utah Mammoth, fifth in the Central versus first in the Pacific. The Anaheim Ducks, how much longer are they going to sit first in the Pacific, you guys? They're off a 2-game road trip. They were only out on the road for 2 games. They're versus the Capitals on Friday, Chicago again on Sunday, who they lost to Sunday in Chicago. So that's kind of like that look ahead for their game versus Capitals, and then Chicago on deck. Looking at them, 9-3 at home, 16-9-1 overall. They definitely should be a bigger home favorite here. 9-3 at home, you guys, versus a Utah team that's 5-9-2. They've lost their last 8 road games now. What are we missing? Why isn't Utah a plus 130 dog in this one? And why aren't we laying 130 here for the Anaheim Ducks? I just can't get behind it. Terrible kill here. Terrible power play, for the Utah Mammoth. We've got 75.6% kill for the Ducks, but it doesn't matter. The Utah Mammoth can't score on that power play. We got a solid power play, better, not great, at 19.3% for the Ducks. But this Ducks team, they're going to bring it. They're going to bring that firepower. Troy Terry for the goal or the assist or just a straight up point tonight. I would be looking at you're going to take Leo Carlson for the point. Yeah, Leo Carlson, solid for his points out there for sure. When we're looking at those anytime goals, Blake going with Jasper Bratt, Macklin Celebrini, and Clayton Keller for the anytime goals. I like them. I really like where you're going with those. Jasper Bratt of the New Jersey Devils, Macklin Celebrini there of the San Jose Sharks, and Clayton Keller. Great way to go with those. And then you're also looking at Tom Wilson, Tags Thompson, Leo Carlson, Mark Scheifele, Nico Hischier, anytime goals, plus 13,585. Great anytime goal scorers. You guys, where do you go on vacation when you hit those kind of parlays? So I love it. Those anytime goal scorers. I can't go against any of those players not to be able to net us a goal tonight. I think it's a really solid way to go. So you guys, I think we got a good night of making some freaking money out there on the ice. Let's get into this recap, and then I'm going to send you guys on your way. It is a busy day here. I'm sure it's a busy day for so many of you as well. So if you guys can do me a solid, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell over here on YouTube, because as you can tell, these shows are not hitting at an exact time. We're having to flex the times. But recap time, you guys, let's jump into it. 5 games on the ice. The Dallas Stars versus the New Jersey Devils. Dallas, first period money line, minus 102 for the best bet. Jason Robinson, Wyatt Johnson, power play points. The Winnipeg Jets and the Montreal Canadiens, give me the first period over 1.5 goals at minus 146, split with the other half a unit on the first period. Both teams to score at plus 146. These teams trend to the over. Give me Mark Scheifele for the power play point in this one tonight. Give me Nick Suzuki for a power play point on the other side. Demidov for a goal. Velarde for an assist. The Buffalo Sabres and the Philadelphia Flyers, give me the under 6.5 in this one. We need Ellis to pull up his skates tonight. Hopefully he can be not inconsistent between the pipes. The Washington Capitals and the San Jose Sharks, give me a sprinkle on the Sharks here, but look for the goals to come in. Give me both teams to score in the first period at plus 162. Give me the over 1.5 at minus 132 in the first period. Give me Ovi for 2+ points. Give me Celebrini for 2+ points. The Utah Mammoth and the Anaheim Ducks, sign me up for the Ducks on the money line. It's a pick 'em now. I also would take the Ducks on the puck line, laying 1.5 at plus 205. I think the Ducks can win this in a 5-3 style of game. So higher scoring game out here for sure. Both of these teams to score in the first period, another solid way to go. But you guys, those 2+ player point recaps, it is Ovi for 2+ points and Macklin Celebrini for 2+ points. You guys are absolutely the best. Until next time, stay hot. Let's make some freaking money. We'll see you again tomorrow.